Hey guys, J77 here doing a movie review, made for TV movie review. It is Home Alone 5. Unfortunately, it is the fifth installment called Holiday Heist in some countries. Other countries have it as Home Alone 5, or in other various parts of the region it's called Home Alone Alone in the Dark. Depending on where you are, that's the title. This is the fifth installment of Home Alone. It involves a family moving from California to Maine, and the move doesn't go as smoothly as at least the family thought. For starters, their son, which I believe his name is Fine Baxter, he's afraid of the house, which was fueled more by the fact that his older sister was teasing him about the house, especially the circumstances of what happened. Apparently, they got it for very cheap. It's a big house, big expensive house, but they got it for a cheap price. And the reason is someone that passed away, someone who was a bootlegger with a deformed leg, and now they believe that the place is haunted. This was backed up by a kid neighbor who spends most of this movie outdoors playing with snow that barely have any snow. Yeah, that's one of those movies. Things get a little bit out of hand when his imagination runs wild. He starts setting up traps in the house, which didn't go very well. He ended up hurting his father. He starts setting up traps to prove that there is ghosts, and only to have a bunch of robbers, one of them being played by Michael McDowell, breaking in the house looking for a lost item that Malcolm McDowell's character, hold very dear. It turns out to be a painting which the bootlegger had stolen and kept it hidden in a secret room somewhere in the basement. They found out this because the youngest son had found this vault, this giant vault, that was hidden in a specially contrapted shelf. At first, when the robbers came in there, when the family was out, there was nothing there. But they found out there was actually another hidden room, and that's where the patent came into the picture. Family gets the daughter, the oldest child gets trapped in this room, and the son is trying to get her out, buying a lot of stuff, but the only thing he can afford was a spool of string. But after he came home, he stumbled into the feast, and he finds out that what was really going on, what was they really taking. So with his sister being locked in this hidden room because she opened the trap. A trap compartment which closed the boat from inside, locking her inside. It's up to her younger brother, who not only has to figure out a way to get his sister out, but defend off the thief. So the Home Alone premises begin. This is the movie. When I saw this movie, I believe on a Friday, and immediately I just stopped, collect my thoughts, get my overall feeling for the film. I also checked to see if what was the overall impression of this movie, and surprisingly it is actually kind of mixed. A lot of people have stated that this was actually a far better movie than the fourth one, which in my opinion had pretty much bashed and ruined the timeline of the first two Home Alone films, because that one can try to continue the story of the McAllister family. This is a standalone movie. It has nothing to do with anything of any of the Home Alone films. New family, new scenario, even a new town. The only thing that's linking this movie together to the others is just the name. Overall, a lot of people felt that this was a far better film. To me, it could have been a better film, but it's still not a good movie. And the reason is that they, for one thing, the suspension of disbelief is out there, and two, there's a lot of serious issues that they bring up in this movie that could have been explored more, but was completely thrown out the window, completely bashed by the stuff that was happening in the event. And one of the things I have quickly noticed and grabbed hold of, because that became the main theme of the film, surprisingly, is the kids are more into today's electronics, today's technology, video games, phones, that they're not really reacting, not really doing anything socially as a family, nor outside of their home. They pretty much have isolated themselves with computer technologies and cell phone technologies, that they pretty much left room for nothing else. This could have been very well explored. This could have been easily explored with this movie, but it wasn't, and I felt they dropped the ball a lot on that. Another thing is about video game internet safety, something that I think a lot of people don't consider as a real issue, but as you all know, with today's games being played now, a lot of people are playing with people online, and with what comes with the pros also comes with the safety concern. In the scene, you have the main star playing with someone never met, never talked to face. He doesn't even know who the person is or where he lives, and you can tell the father was concerned about this, concerned about who he was talking to, but it was not really a concern about, you need to turn the thing off now until I see this kid. Don't talk to the person. It was like, oh, okay, you need to really go out more. So I felt that they should have tackled that issue more, especially when this movie, and they did bring it up, but it was more in a comic relief sense that I just felt they dropped the ball in that scene. We found out that the person wasn't the same age as the kid, and that whole entire scene, I won't give too much away, that whole entire scene I was very uncomfortable with because of the way they was trying to portray it, especially how they handled it during the last line of the movie, where you had the squad coming to this guy's house only to have them sit down and watch the events unfold inside the Basker's house, which I felt was unconvincing, and I thought it was made to play as a comedic laugh more so or not, especially after how they kicked the scenario. So I felt that a lot of serious issues was not really handled the right way, and I felt if you're not going to really touch on these issues a little bit more maturely, I think it's best you leave it alone. And in this case, they try to do so much with this thing, but never really have resolved it as what I expected to resolve. It's kind of sad too, because it really does. This movie really at times touch on this issue about families, not really spending time with each other, but more on computers and on cell phones, and it's not actually a good habit to have, but I felt they didn't handle it the right way. Malcolm McDowell was actually not bad in this movie. I think he was the only saving grace in terms of acting, and that's because he really took his performance seriously, which is a good thing, because everybody else who was surrounded, because it was, again, which is coming to be a pattern ever since 3, there's been a trio. You have, and in this case it's the same thing. We have these thieves who are working together. You have the assistant, who was the female character, and you also have the safecracker, which was played by an annoying black guy who he was the most annoying of the two. I mean, the fact that they actually picked him, they could have picked somebody else to be more professional. And I know they could, it was comedic, but they did it for those comedic laughters. But I didn't laugh not one time when he was on screen. Didn't laugh about anything. There was only one good thing that I actually thought that was very funny, and that was happened when the mother found out about the person who her son was playing with in the video games, because she actually called him, warning him what was going on in the house, and because he didn't know the number, knew it was a long distance number, knew he was an old man, and the way he kept talking about it, she flipped her lid, and what she said had me dying laughing, because it actually reminded me about another TV show I saw years ago, and that was pretty much the only comic relief I had. But other than that, that was pretty much it. I found the part with the kid neighbor. He was actually the person who I like to call the savior, the person who was going to save the hero in the end. This kid was it, and they have this kid. His main purpose is to make reference on snow and build snowmans. And how they got this kid doing this is that you see him out there, you don't see his parents, you don't see anybody else, and he's just standing out there in the same spot making snowman. Another time he made actual bricks of snow, and I'm like looking at this, how is he doing this? The ground is barely covered in snow. There should be no reason why he made these things out of this many bricks, and it's weird. Kid is out late at night. I'm talking about late at night. No parents are calling him, no supervision at all. He's just out there late at night. So again, the suspension of belief, and it rolled my eye off. Some of the motivation of the criminals, how to get in the house just didn't add up, didn't make sense. One of them that really annoys me was when the female of the group got stuck in the window and they trying to get her out, and Malcolm McDowell figure out he can climb the window from the top of the very last floor of the building, and he decided to climb it while the other thieves were trying to get in from the other side. They finally managed to get the girl out from the window. She's in the house. The guy's in the house, so the window's now open. The only reason why he's climbing to get to the top window is because there is no way he can get in through the top bottom floor window. But now the window's open, so you would think he would just come down and use that window. Nope, he's still climbing the window even after he almost killed himself doing the scene. So it's just it's just been one colossal mess. The main theme, of course, is the painting. The painting has some meaning to it, especially towards the thief. He has a personal motivation to get this painting. It's not much of him robbing the place. It's just he just wants that one painting. It's the same pretty much scenario with part 3, where the 3 so-called mercenary agents wanted to get the chip for the remote control car. This is more like a painting. It's more down to earth, but it still wasn't engaging as I was hoping to expect. And all, it's a family special. I don't even call it a movie. It's a family special. It's an hour and 27 minutes long, minus the commercials. The guy who had this movie actually posted this on YouTube. That's how I found out about that. That's how I was able to read it, because I wasn't going to look for this movie. I was trying to annoy it as soon as possible, but I was looking for Christmas songs. I typed in Star of Bethlehem. It led me to John Williams' score, and I clicked it, and as I clicked it, I noticed the movie was right there, and it's full. There was 2 people actually posted that movie online. I'll leave a link to one of them if you guys care to look at it yourself. And only if YouTube haven't taken it down, because you know how YouTube is when it terms of full-length movies. Although Home Alone 4 was on YouTube for a very long time. I know it's taken down because I can't find it, but that's been around for a while, so it may still be up there before finally they say enough is enough already. But it's there for people who want to take a look at it. It's your choice. I'll leave a link for you guys to take a look at it. But in all, to me, here's the thing. I knew this was going to be painful, but I didn't came in here just expecting to hate this film. There's a lot of reasons why I don't like this film. The pacing, I had to bite tooth and nail to look at this movie. This movie was a chore to look at. I really did not had a good experience watching this film, and that's because the characters was not likable. The pacing, it was a grindhouse pacing I didn't really care for. The jokes wasn't funny. The premises that they were trying to do wasn't funny. At least now I know why this originally was called Alone in the Dark. It has a haunted house premises, but that got thrown out the window at the last third of the film, and it became a typical Home Alone film. It wasn't barely any funny moments. I laughed at one scene, and that was it. Martin McDonald, bless him, bless his soul, man. He's a good actor. But I feel he deserved better than this. He didn't need to take this film. And the fact that he's taken this film makes me wonder, is there any other roles out there he can seriously take? He didn't need to take this. The girl, I believe it's called Jezebel Fenlon. I hope I'm saying her name right. She played in Silent Hill. She's more of a goth horror actress than anything else. Her best roles is films that's either controversial or pretty much within that gothic horror element. Silent Hill, Twilight, New Moon, I believe it's Eclipse. She was also in Timlin, which I think is one of her first roles. She's actually doing a role. She's a recurring actor in Earl Stein's Haunting Hour. So she's been in a lot of darker roles, and to see her in this, first of all, she didn't feel like she was going to be there, and she wasn't that good in this movie at all. She was just there just to be there. The family, they're just in the middle. They're in the middle. At times, I didn't like the fact that they did this typical "we don't believe our son" act. But there were all times that when they had the argument with the daughter and his daughter, I actually felt that, okay, this is actually what a parent would do, scream and yell. But in the end, they wasn't terrible, but they wasn't great either. They just in the middle. They were just passable for a while. like I said, Malcolm McDowell was the only good thing I think this film had in terms of acting. The people he has around him. Oh God, this made me scream for Marv and Harry to make a comeback. I really do, because these characters is, is almost equivalent to what happened before. Again, it's a family holiday film. If you like this movie, that's fine. I have no problem. That's cool. I know a lot of people actually thought this was a better improvement. Some people actually did enjoy it. It just wasn't for me. I will say that I'm actually happy they actually decided to keep this as a standalone movie. That's actually a positive. And by the way, I know a lot of people was joking at my site at Magic Expression. Don't joke. They actually may make a sixth one, but only just a chronicalized version of each one being a different actor, different cast by himself. So be advised, this may not be the end. They said this was for the 20th anniversary. Although, to be honest with you, I would rather see a documentary of all the old cast coming back and explaining their experience with the first Home Alone, even the second one. This one here, like I said, besides the name, the element of Home Alone had died with 4, in my opinion. It has one good moment, 2 probably if you want to count it, but to me it's just an unnecessary sequel just to fill a spot for ABC Family and nothing else. So my final rating with this movie is pretty much a 1. That's it. That's the only thing it's gonna get, and that's the only thing I think it deserves. But this is just my opinion. You guys may think differently. If you guys seen it, I'd like to know your own opinion on this. If you're planning to see it, or if you want a link to the guy who actually have it on YouTube, I will link it, but be advised, it may not be there for long, so don't be surprised to click there and you see a sign saying this been removed. I'm letting you know. But in other cases, it's a filler. That's all it is for the 25 days of Christmas. Trust me, there's a lot of other better holiday movies out there. Disney has tons of holiday specials that are way better than this one. My recommendation, you check that out, especially the classic Mickey's Christmas Carol. That's something that people should actually look forward to see. But in this, you like it or not, I think younger viewers will like it more than the older viewers, especially the diehard fans. Well, that's my feeling on Home Alone Holiday Heist. Like to hear your comments below. Like to hear what you guys have to say. But until then, this is J77 saying take care, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon.